intro, standing 2. Taking 2.
Welcome to another edition of
Lower
Inside
third
Swoop
up,
Scoop. I'm
standing
Hannah Rudolph.
1.
And I'm Isabella Lavornia. Here's some of the stories we've been following over
Lower
the past
third
week.
down, taking 1.
It was reported Thursday that Russia has
Standing
launched an attack
DDR2.
on Ukraine with what appear to be intercontinental ballistic missiles, also known as ICBMs.
Taking
Ukrainian officials
DDR2.
said that the attack happened around 5 o'clock in the morning with 6 or 7 missiles. A Western
Standing
official
3.
said that it is unclear at this time if the weapons were actually ICBMs, and if they were, it would be the first time Moscow has used ICBMs in this war, which has lasted just over 1,000 days. This attack comes just after Ukraine was given permission to use the U.S.'s long-range missiles against Russia.
Taking 3.
An arrest warrant has been issued for Israeli Prime Minister
Standing
Benjamin
DDR2.
Netanyahu, former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and senior Hamas official. Here's CNN reporter Nick Robertson with more information.
Taking
Going back
DDR2.
to May, what the ICC said they were going to request arrest
Standing
warrants
1.
for Netanyahu and Gallant for crimes against
Our
humanity
out cue is and a
war
distortion
crimes.
of reality.
Specifically,
That's the last
where
thing
they
he'll
were
say.
Talking about knowingly and intentionally withholding water, food, and medicines from the people of Gaza. That was sort of part of what they were laying out. The Prime Minister's office here, the Prime Minister himself, have called these allegations absurd and false and a distortion of reality with
The International Space Station has a leak that was
Standing
discovered back in
DDR2.
2019, but now the rate of air loss is higher than ever.
Taking
The
DDR2.
leak is in the Russian section
Standing
of the
3.
ISS. It is the section that connects to a docking port for spacecraft that carries important supplies and crews. The U.S. and Russia are in a disagreement about how severe the leak is. Russia claims that it isn't anything to worry about and not a big deal, while the U.S. is concerned that the leak could be catastrophic. If the laboratory where the hole is doesn't remain pressurized, it could endanger the lives of those on the spacecraft. The Russian astronauts say they have been working to find and fix the leaks.
Taking 3.
Over 167,000
Standing
pounds of ground
DDR2.
beef have been recalled due to the possibility of E. coli contamination.
Taking
15 people
DDR2.
in Minnesota have reported
Standing
getting
1.
sick after eating the beef since the beginning of November. A sample was tested on November 20th, and it tested positive for E. coli. Although the 15 reported cases were in Minnesota, the same beef was shipped out to restaurants all over the country from the Wolverine Packing Company.
Taking 1.
A new strain of bird flu seems to be able
Standing
to affect
DDR2.
people. A teenager in Canada has
Taking
been infected
DDR2.
with an H5N1
Standing 3.
virus. Scientists say that this strain is different than they've seen before, and it has mutated to make it easier for it to attach to human cells. It is unknown how the teen became affected, as they had no known contact with any wild birds. The teen is currently in critical but stable condition, and the virus does not seem to have traveled farther than just one person.
Taking 3.
Security footage caught a group of thieves
Standing
stealing
DDR2.
$15,000 worth of weight loss drugs from a pharmacy in Dearborn, Michigan.
Taking
At least 4 people were
DDR2.
seen going inside
Standing
the pharmacy and coming out with boxes. According to the Dearborn police, they seem to be mostly targeting the popular weight loss medication, Ozempic. Dearborn police say the same group also attempted to break into a pharmacy in Dearborn Heights, but were unsuccessful. One of the suspects was caught through the GPS tether he was seen wearing in the footage, but the rest of them are still on the loose.
Taking 1.
AAA is projecting
Standing
the amount of people
DDR2.
traveling for this year will hit record numbers.
Taking
They're predicting around
DDR2.
80 million
Standing
people
2.
will be traveling between the Tuesday before Thanksgiving and the Monday afterwards. If you're traveling by car, Tuesday and Wednesday are supposed to be the busiest days for traffic. The best day to be driving will be Thanksgiving Day, as most travelers will have already reached their destination and there won't be as many people commuting to work at the same time. Air travel is also expected to increase by more than 2% compared to last year, so be prepared for long lines and busy terminals.
Taking 2.
Up next, our
Standing
reporter
ME1.
Cleona Pilligan tells us about a brand new Barbie doll inspired by an iconic woman, and a halftime show performed by another iconic woman. Over to you, Cleona.
Thank you, Isabella.
Taking
Mattel is releasing a
ME1.
new Barbie doll based
Standing
off of Rita
DDR2.
Moreno. She's the newest member of the Barbie Inspiring
Lower
Women
third
series,
down.
which honors trailblazing women. The doll has on
Taking
a long
DDR2.
black and gold gown, black gloves, and a pair of gold
Standing
earrings, and
ME1.
her hair is in a low bun. Mattel says that the look is inspired by Moreno's most famous red carpet looks. Rita Moreno's Barbie doll is well deserved, as she is one of just 21 people to ever win the EGOT, which is an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award. The doll hit stores this past Wednesday.
Taking
And
ME1.
the Queen Bee is
Standing
returning to her
DDR2.
roots. Netflix has announced that
Taking
Beyonce will be
DDR2.
performing at the
Standing
halftime
1.
show during their very first NFL Christmas game day. On Christmas Day, the Baltimore Ravens will be taking on the Houston Texans in Beyoncé's hometown of Houston, Texas. This will be the very first time she will be performing songs from her newest album, Cowboy Carter Live. Back to you guys in the studio.
Taking 1.
Thanks, Cleona. A
Standing
65-year-old
Diddy
woman
or
is
2.
training to compete in her 100th half marathon.
Taking
Denise
DDR
Hall
2.
from New Jersey will be
Standing
running
3.
in the Philadelphia Marathon weekend on Saturday. She didn't start running until she was 54 when she joined the South Jersey chapter of Black Girls Run. Now, running marathons has taken her to states such as Idaho, Iowa, Oklahoma, and Oregon. But it was her 72nd half marathon, which was in Hawaii, that inspired her to reach her goal of 100. Hall hasn't said what her next goal is, but she knows her friends from Black Girls Run will be cheering her on in Philadelphia.
Taking 3.
Delta Airlines is about to have a brand new food
Standing
option for their
DDR2.
first-class flyers. Starting in December, Shake Shack burgers will be available.
Taking
The popular
DDR2.
fast food chain will be served on long-distance domestic flights.
Standing 1.
Starting out, they will be only offering on flights leaving from Boston, but they plan to expand to other cities in 2025. All Shake Shack burgers will also be served with chips, a salad, and a brownie.
Taking 1.
Speaking of traveling, one of the hardest parts about going on
Standing
vacation can
DDR2.
be leaving behind your pets. But in November of 2025, you might not have to. The
Taking
Margarita at
DDR2.
Sea Islander ship will be
Standing 2.
offering a dog-friendly cruise. Bring your pup along for a vacation filled with dog shows, training, costume contests, spa stations, and even puppy massages. The ship will be leaving from Tampa and can accommodate up to 250 dogs. It's important to know that the cruise will require proof of up-to-date vaccinations and healthy checks for all furry friends boarding the ship.
Taking 2.
Well, thanks for joining us for another edition of Inside
Standing
Swoop Scoop.
outro.
I'm Hannah Rudolph.
And I'm Isabella Livornia. We'll see you guys next time with more news from around the world.